Sometimes I feel like if I have a Starbucks gift card on me, it feels better than money. Because I walk into a Starbucks like I own the fucking place. Like, who knows what I'm going to get today? I like think about it, and I'm always going to get the same thing. It's always a large black coffee, but then I'm like, with this gift card, I'm like, somebody help me. I just feel like I'm the king of the fucking world, but only with Starbucks. Put it on your phone. Oh, that's the best.
Every time I go to Starbucks, though, I don't go that often. I get a coffee, and I get a cake pop.
This is like one of the only neighbors I haven't seen a Starbucks within like 10 feet.
It's about 2 blocks, and there's only one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of like local coffee shops.
Which is good. I prefer the local coffee just to support, but it's always like, when I have a stack of gift cards.
Yeah, if every other coffee shop in the world could get together and have like one unanimous gift card and accept it, and they could take over Starbucks. That's how I think you can take down Starbucks.
No one's taking over Starbucks.
I'm telling you, once that fucking idiot runs for president, the CEO.
He's running for president?
He's going to, for sure, announce he's going to run.
What?
And they're going to fuck him up because his whole life is going to get put on blast, and he's just a CEO. That guy's a scumbag.
Yeah, he was finger blasting secretaries in the 90s.
For sure. That guy ran a coffee shop, the biggest coffee shop in the world. He's going to take Starbucks down with him.
They're going to say, you sold Sheryl Crow CDs.
That'll be the biggest problem.
That's all Trump has to say. The approval rating will go through the roof.
Did you sell Beatles albums? No, but we did sell Paul McCartney's solo records. Fuck. Get them out. That's the problem with Starbucks.
World music. They're like the blockbuster of world music.
They did have that calming music too. They had the calming, the Native American chants.
Well, it's cool because like Starbucks in New York is like a necessity. It's like the upper crust Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
People swear by Dunkin' Donuts.
It's fancy Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, it's a necessity. You get somewhere 2 hours early. It's freezing. It's raining. You need to take a dump. You need a Starbucks. But in other parts of the country, like in suburbs and stuff, Starbucks are these weird places where people who aren't allowed in bars hang out.
Really?
Have you ever noticed that? Yeah. Like it's always like there's either like someone like a job interview or like a new religion starting or a pyramid scheme or like a first date. It's always just this weird conglomeration of people.
Yeah, I was in Atlanta. When I was down there for the festival. I went to a Starbucks job interview. Right there.
It's a real place for people because there's no we have all that type of shit here. We have meeting spaces and workspaces and everywhere you could go and like sit at giant libraries, but. Right. In middle of nowhere America, it's Starbucks.
Right.
And then you go to Applebee's for lunch because that's what you do.
Applebee's is good, though.
I went to
love a good
Applebee's. I did an Applebee's and then a movie, Valentine's Day. I never felt better and more like a loser at the same time. It was incredible.
Me and my baseball team, we used to do happy hour Applebee's. It was 2-for-1 beers. So you got like 6 guys coming in right after practice, just fucking throwing down beers, just leaving hammered.
Of all the chains,
I thought you were going to say something about for Valentine's Day, you and your baseball team. I was like, well, that's going to.
No, we blew each other then. That's what happened.
I'm not as pro Applebee's as a lot of people, but I'm not anti-chain. Like I love the Fridays, like. On the road, it's like from like midnight to 2, or like all last call is like half off appetizers.
Yeah.
And after gigs, you're starving. It's like anything half off. Like you get 6 wings for $3.
Yeah,
it's totally cool.
Applebee's is a solid road restaurant.
It's consistent. That's what it is. And if you're out, especially if you're on like a long run, and you just want something, I remember every time I go to any Funny Bone, they're always like. It's like, what's going on? What do we do afterwards? And the staff is always like, oh, there's this great karaoke spot down the street, and it's always Applebee's. Applebee's late night. They are in the suburbs. They're consistent with $2 Blue Moons and singing, just people singing, and it's packed.
You know what I hate?
Such a good time.
Fuck you, Denny's. I fucking
Denny's
hated it. I did Denny's on the road. Oh, go fuck your mother, Denny's.
I don't
honestly.
know if I like any breakfast chain.
With that, the shit that they were advertising, I was like, this is gonna be the greatest food ever, and it was solid horse shit.
Yeah, it's trash.
Solid horse shit.
I like mom and pa diners, especially for breakfast and everything like that. But I was gonna say, karaoke just ruins everything. I know a lot of people think stand-up ruins everything when they go to the bar. Oh, they're stand-up, they leave. But to me, karaoke, like it's time to leave. Like. I can't sit through it.
Well, if it was announced in advance and you showed up, that's on you.
I gotta be boozing.
I love getting fucked up and doing karaoke.
There's no way I'm sitting there sober watching karaoke.
I've only done karaoke twice in my life.
With that voice?
And once was the
feel like you
goddamn
got a good
comedy
singing-
jam, and that was an awful experience.
For the audience, but how did you
Yeah,
feel?
no, it was because they're like,
Did you
I
bomb
didn't
the
want to
comedy
do
jam?
it. I pretty much bombed. Well, like Josh Adam Myers was like, I was pretty bombed, but John's like, you gotta just do it. You gotta do it. We don't need to do it. So I did. They go, I don't want to sing. They go, well, do the Gambler by Kenny Rogers. So everyone knows the Gambler, like, but before that is like an Edgar Allan Poe poem that I forgot I was doing the goddamn comedy jam, and then so like that afternoon I had to print up like 9 pages of, and then the pages got all mixed together, and it was just a disaster. The other time I did karaoke though was I did before Guns N' Roses was kind of famous. Or I did Knocking on Heaven's Door in front of a bunch of like 60-year-old people, but as the Axl Rose version of Knocking on Heaven's Door.
That's pretty great.
And I got basically thrown out of the bar that my girlfriend worked at. I was asked. I've never been physically thrown out of a bar, but I've been asked to leave several.
I've been asked to leave a bunch of them. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just polite. I've always left like gentlemen.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, you caught me. All right.
I've been physically removed from a bar that I was working at as security. So I've double timed. I was too drunk to be bouncing, and I got arrested.
Whoa.
So I got physically removed from a bar that I was supposed
In
to be
New York
protecting.
or Philly?
No, this was in South Georgia when I was in college.
Oh, what school did you go to?
Valdosta State.
Wow. Did you play football?
No, they wanted me to, but I didn't, and I should have because they won.
The only problem with him is he wasn't
D2.
good.
that was the real problem.
Yeah, that's the time you ever hear that where Dallas State is like when they lose to like Georgia, like 95 to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the second week of the season.
Well,
and
that's
Georgia is just that's their tune-up game to kick the shit out of them and make them feel good because they lost to Michigan in the opening game.
well. As
Yeah.
much as I would like to pump Georgia up and shit on the school they beat, that's Georgia Southern. 2 different schools. They're about 2.5 hours away from one
What,
another.
Georgia?
Georgia Southern is the one that plays UGA in that tune-up game, not Valdosta State.
You sure?
I'm positive.
What made you pick that school?
I got in.
Okay.
And my girlfriend at the time was living in Florida, so I figured, oh well, and I was living outside of Atlanta.
Oh,
and so I was like,
thought
well,
you
let me
were
go
from
down.
Philly. That's other.
Yeah, and then I moved to Atlanta
Oh,
when I
okay.
was younger.
He's got
and
a
then
lot of backstories. This
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like,
Lot of
podcast
backs-
number
yeah.
500 Bartnick.
None of them are
Like,
true.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let's start. We didn't even actually
We
officially
didn't
start
even
the
introduce
podcast. Welcome to the suite, everybody. It's me, Chris. Pavone's
Who
out.
calls me Chris? No one calls
Chris.
me
All right.
Scopo.
Fucking loser.
You called me
Scopo.
Chris in a text message last night, and I was very upset with you.
The only time I should call you Chris is if I say your full name and as if I was your mom.
Yeah.
Christopher. All right.
Good job.
Were you
There's
doing-
Albanese,
were
old
you
bum.
doing an Adriana?
Say it again.
Were you doing an Adriana?
No, I was doing
Sopranos?
No, it's
his
my mom.
mom.
My mom is like Adriana Soprano.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the same
Oh, your
person.
mom's probably young. That's why, right?
No, she's 65.
Really?
Oh, whoa! We don't give away. Our
Mary looks good for her age.
Looks
Fuck,
great.
She looks good for her. She's all. My parents' main goal in life is to not look their age. They want to look like 10 to 15 years younger, and they're doing
Wow.
a good job at it. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie to you.
Ralph's tan, bro.
Ralph's always tan. Yeah, always tan. Guys goes tanning once every week. Every Saturday is a routine.
He tan still?
Oh, are you kidding me?
That's like someone smoking like filterless cigarettes. That's like
Yeah.
no one does that anymore.
Dude, he has the Italian olive skin. He's like, I'm good. I'm good. No one's gonna get me. The sun's not gonna get me.
I used to be Indian Joe forever because I had all the Italian skin. But then after living in San Francisco so long, I got whited out. Like
Okay.
I was called Indian Joe growing up because then I worked construction. Like my tan never left.
That's right. Great.
So like in the winter, like I was still tan.
And did you used to have long hair though? Or
Yeah,
like longer?
yeah. Way long hair.
You definitely look like you were like an under at a casino.
I'm not even. This is a true story. I'm not even. My cousin Nancy Adarvita, she got hired by Sears as like a minority hire.
She's Italian.
Yeah, they did in the 70s. They just didn't know. Like they thought she was black for like
Hey,
the first couple weeks.
It's Italiano over here.
Did they fire her when they found out she was just a
I
fucking?
think Nancy
a
just
mook?
quit. She lasts like 2 weeks everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in those
That
days.
was Nancy's life.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
in those days, she always had a different job.
That's great.
Well, we never introduced him. This is Joe Bartnick.
Very funny comedian.
Yes.
Joining us. You're staying with us for a little while as Pavone's out.
Yeah, I'm staying in Pavone's room. I can't wear any of his clothes though. It's like they're like
No
for-
one can wear any of
They're
his
for like
clothes.
4-year-olds.
I know.
I looked at his closet. It's like I thought I was like sleeping in some kid's room. I'm like, holy shit, is this dude? I didn't realize he was that small. I mean,
But the problem with him, he gets a lot of free clothes because he's sample size.
Sample for what? Like 12-year-olds?
Like Calvin Klein.
We have a friend that works at Calvin Klein,
yeah.
and they bet bags of Calvin Klein, and he still dresses like he's 4
He takes
years
all
old.
those clothes. He can fit into them. It's ridiculous.
It really is. I mean, it really does look like I stumbled into like the children's section.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to rip on him. I mean, I opened
be-
his closet to hang my coat, and I was like, I thought I was in the wrong room, and then I'm like, it was crazy.
He could dress better if he wanted to. He didn't like all those sheets on his bed. He was sleeping with no sheets for a year, and me and Scopo bought him bedding as like a present.
I got him a bed first off.
He got him the bed, and then we got him the sheet set and a comforter because he just didn't have. He just
Yeah.
You didn't have a blanket?
No,
No.
he just slept on the mattress.
I think it was like a bottom sheet, and he would just like roll up into like an alligator, trying to kill his prey.
Now I am just pro comforter, and that's it. I don't like the 9-layer burrito effect.
I need a sheet.
You need a top sheet
because it gets hot, and like I need something over me still. I can't just sleep like that unless I'm fucking hammered and passing out.
Right.
I need something over me, so I get a sheet, and then I have this thing, which is like it's not a comforter. I don't even know what this is.
It's like a
velvet
blanket. Or
yeah,
what
it's
do they call
nice.
those?
And then
I would just call that a comforter. Just like
that's a comforter. You
well, or blanket, one of the two. Like I call a blanket a comforter. To me, it's the same thing.
I just started with the top sheet like about a year ago.
You got bougie.
I think I got a little up at it. Yeah, yeah. I made a little bit of money for 1 month, and I'm like, let me get a top sheet.
Yeah.
maybe deposit on my own place. Fuck that, top sheets. Let's do it. And I have one set still. I don't have like multiple sets of sheets, but I got a pretty.
You have
good
one
top.
set of sheets.
I think I have an old pair of sheets that I do, but I wash mine on a regular basis, and I do it the same day, so I don't need to like replace it. You know,
What's
I'm
a
not
regular
running
basis
fucking
to you?
Airbnb. Week and a half.
Dude, I talked to Sagalo a few weeks ago or months ago, and he's like, yeah, I have one set of sheets. I'm like, well, how often do you wash it? Like once a week? He goes, I haven't washed in like 5 months. I was like, that's disgusting, Sagalo.
That's
yeah,
disgusting.
that's I can't really speak because I've been married for so long. So, but I remember when I was a single man, I didn't think I washed them too much unless there was like a problem.
I started washing.
I did daily. I didn't like maintenance. Like, oh yeah, every week it was like, okay,
Someone bleeding in the
yeah,
bed.
something happened there. That was a really good time. We gotta change it. Like I changed my sheets when I changed my girlfriend's.
So about a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah, you had a lot of sheets.
Yeah, you don't want the
The new one coming in smelling.
Yeah, exactly.
Smelling,
Who is this?
This guy takes care of himself.
I started cleaning my sheets probably when I was in my late 20s, like on a regular basis, because I dated a girl or whatever, and when I told her I was like, well, we're not going to keep dating, she screamed at me as I was walking up her driveway after I dumped her. She was yelling at me like, oh, you're a fucking asshole. Go fuck yourself, you loser. And then the last thing I heard her say as I turned the corner was, your sheets smell like broccoli anyway. And I was like, oh, fuck, maybe they do. Like, that's the one, like, she called me a loser, a fucking homo. I'll never do anything with my life. And I'm like, whatever. My sheets smell like broccoli.
right
I was
on a
like,
lot of
oh,
those.
I got to change my life around. It was the broccoli smell that got me.
Out of all the fucking food you eat, broccoli is the one that smells. How about not a pizza with mozzarella in the crust?
So just a pizza? I like my pizza with cheddar. No, that's what. From there on out, I started.
How does she
washing
even
my
know how
sheets.
you cook your broccoli? Like some people steam broccoli. If you put garlic, it's going to taste different.
They were so dirty. She said they just smelled like dirty broccoli. That was just the scent that she got out of it, which she wasn't wrong. I went and smelled my sheets. I was like, oh fuck, these do stink. And from there on out, I started changing.
Rooms that have smells are weird. When you walk in someone's house that has a smell.
That's not a good time.
It's because what do? You don't want to say anything because like, it's like, did you smell that? And they're like, no, I wouldn't smell anything. It's like fucking something's up here.
Yeah,
something's dead in your walls.
I fell asleep on the train yesterday, just kind of sitting up. I passed out, and I woke up to a packed train, and I woke up because I smelled green bean milk farts. Somebody had the worst lunch of their lives, and in my face was ripping hot gas, and I almost threw up inside my jacket. It was the most disgusting, and it kept happening over and over again. And everyone around was like, "Who the fuck is this?" Somebody among the mix. I wish it was me to claim it, but it was fucking awful. But I think you can smell people's farts in their house. You know what they ate.
I farted bad last night.
Oh, it was disgusting. It stayed there for about 5 minutes after you left.
Luckily, you're too lazy to get up, and so you had to just take it. But it was bad. It was pretty.
I was in the middle.
I smelled that, and I was like, "This is gonna be a brutal one."
You ever have those ones that get worse over time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The creepers.
You get to one that like you squeak a few out,
yeah,
and they're fine. You're like, what? This is great.
Yeah.
I finally hit that age where my farts don't smell. and then the next 3 are just the most disgusting thing that's ever happened.
I had to take a shit last night, and I was with a girl, and she lives in a studio apartment. It was brutal. It was because like you could smell it on the couch. You could smell that. I was like, I can't do this. I'm not comfortable enough yet to take a shit in your house.
And then you just broke up. You're like, I'm never gonna see you again.
Well, if she's flying, maybe the plane crashes.
You ever turn down? you ever just like turn down sex because you just had to leave and take a dump? Or I guess last night for you, right?
No, I just didn't. I just like I held it.
Oh, during sex,
you fucked while holding a shit.
Yeah, it was not fun.
That's brutal.
It was not fun. I tell you what. She got on top, and I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I tell you, I'm staying right here, and I'm watching the stomach.
Wait a minute. She was on top with the weight on you? How that's no.
It's not on my stomach.
Yeah, but still, it's like on your pelvis area. That would make it harder for me to like clench while I'm trying to shit. I'm trying to not shit.
No, that was good. I was afraid of like standing up or doing doggy style, and a fart just comes out, and that's not a fart.
Wait a minute.
I just get a leak down my leg.
Who's in the dog position?
Well, if I'm,
are you bent over? What are you doing with this girl?
I'm a little freaky. First off, so no, if my asshole is like open, and here at least I'm clenching it like this. I can clench my buttocks.
Hold on.
Because you give a hip thrust, but the dick goes higher.
How do you fuck when your asshole's open?
What?
What are you doing when your butthole's open?
I'm having sex.
Yeah, but what position are you? Are you bent over?
No,
you were bent over?
No.
You're standing up with your legs together. How is your butthole
I'm
open?
on knees.
All right. I mean, it feels like you're in a weird split position if your asshole open.
If you're going back and forth, you're like, oh fuck, well, one of the backs could be bad.
See, now was it like you missed your moment and you wanted to take one, or was it like I got 6 minutes to get home?
No,
that's the worst.
Yeah, because I don't think you could.
No, it wasn't one of those.
It was just like you missed your moment.
I was like, I could take a nice dump right now.
Yeah,
and
just like you missed your moment.
My plan was for her to pass out and me to get up in the middle of the night and take a shit.
Yeah.
But then I fell asleep and I didn't have to take it. I was like, oh, thank God. I had to go through that. I don't want her waking up at 5 a.m.
You make shit plans, but God laughs in your face.
I know.
Oh, you thought you were going to take a shit? You're going to poop all over yourself. Great way to stop a conversation. Jesus Christ,
Albanese. Coming in hot with the bombs.
A hot take, a hot dump.
What that joke was.
All right. Well, that's good.
Well, Joe's in town. Well, you're here because you're in town for a few weeks, just doing shows?
Yeah, well, basically, I used to come here, like the last 4 years I've come to New York, like just for months.
You came a lot.
Yeah, for months at a time. And then last year, I just kind of did a little bit more different road stuff, and kind of where I used to stay, the couple places kind of changed place, kind of things happen. So whenever Pavone was like, hey, buddy.
Sounds like him already.
Yeah.
hey, buddy. Hey, how you doing, huh?
You want to stay at my place for the month of February? And I'm like, yeah. And then that's what happened. Because I've been looking to come back because I need New York to do new material. This is where I write jokes.
Yeah.
When I'm in LA, I look at you need constant stage time for me and just have all the stimuli in my semi-suburban life in LA.
Where do you live in LA?
I live in Sierra Madre, which is like a mountain town east of Pasadena. It's great. It's great for my kid and my dog, but it's like I'm not retired yet. Like my wife loves it.
What kind of dog you got?
A mutt. She's like a small. She's either a small medium dog or a big small dog.
You go on hikes with her? That's what everyone loves, a hike in LA. I was just out there. Everyone's like, we're gonna get a hike. We're gonna get a hike.
No, I like hiking when you're like there's somewhere to go. Like I camped all over the West Coast when I was younger, and now like to me hiking is like, I want to walk to a bar or to get coffee. Like I don't want to walk up a mountain and have to come down. And my dog is she's like she's a little lazy. She's 10 now, so it's like when she walks, like you walk, she'll walk for like a half hour, and then she'll be like, okay,
I'm done, bro.
I'm done. And like I just want to keep walking. Like,
yeah.
Like you can't hike with her. Like every time me and my wife and her go hiking, and like there's tons of hiking around us. My wife is I don't know if it's her excuse to like just be done hiking. Be like, the dog's tired. I'm turning around.
I need.
I gotta walk. And I just keep going, and then I'm not hiking with my wife anymore. It's just like.
Just contemplating life.
Now you're just looking for places to bury a body. When you're out there by yourself, it's like this is.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I like hiking with my kid, but I don't know. I'm over the outdoors. I gotta say.
I've never been. You said camping. I've never been camping in my life. I hate.
You've never been camping.
I hate the outdoors. No, never been camping in my life. I have no desire to go camping in my life. There's outdoors in the woods with a tent. Fuck that. No.
Yeah, how old are you now?
31.
Yeah, you're over it.
I'm over it. I never wanted.
It's good. It's good in like your teens and 20s.
Even when I was a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, but then we're going camping. I'm like, fucking bye. I'm not going camping. I gotta be by a place where I can shower at least twice a day.
Most campsites have showers, and
I'm not going. I had to put a bathing suit on to shower. No, I'm not doing that.
they have doors. It's like a regular shower.
I don't know what's out there. Could be some fucking 80-year-old guy trying to fuck me.
Maybe I'm just a dirty person, but I love the ability to just not have to take a shower. Like I like that about
I sweat a lot.
I like I don't like I hate this is like a good topic for New York. I hate sweating when you don't want to sweat.
Yeah, that is New York. That's New York summers. It's just
it's New York winters because you have your coat on and you walk a mile and then all of a sudden you're sweating.
See, I like
and
that.
Then you go in a building that's like 900 degrees like this place. And it's and it's like, but then you step outside, you're cold, and it's like, it's like Survivor Man, you freeze, you die.
Though. I like being able to get like, if I'm super hot, go into somewhere, hang your jacket up, and then walk outside, and it's cold, so you cool off, and you go back in, and you're fine.
Right.
That's why I hate summers, because there's no amount of air conditioning is going to cool you off quick enough. When you're like boiling hot, you're just hot for the whole day. There's just a cold shower is the only thing that's going to really cool you off.
Yeah, and you know how there's different levels of the subway where some are higher than others.
Yeah.
Well, like the 6 is like the lowest.
Super
you're like at the center of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
I was under there one time waiting for a train for like about a half hour, and man, I was like a charcoal briquette.
Yeah.
Like my head was hot for like 3 days. Like for like
Because
3 days, I never cooled my head down. And I used to do hot yoga. Like I don't even mind the heat that much. But it was like, oh my God, my head is still hot like 3 days later.
Yeah, but hot yoga, you're intentional. Like you're doing
it
on
that's
purpose.
What I'm saying.
But when
I
you're
like
just
sweating
fucking boiled and you don't want to be.
Oh, I know.
It's brutal.
No, that's my
fucking hate
favorite.
it.
My favorite workout is just the steam room.
Yeah.
Like I just like sweating out my drugs.
Love a good steam room.
Love
a good steam room.
The last gym I was at had a steam room, and I would just take all their free lotion and I would put it all over my body.
Well, tell
and
them
just
why,
sit in the steam room.
Tell them why you're not going to the gym anymore.
Because I broke up with the girl that was the GM. And she got me a free membership to a very expensive.
And then I was gonna say that's a really nice. Because usually like gyms, like my 24-hour fitness gym is just like I get sick every time I steam in there.
No. This place was like
It's like hotel steam room.
4 times a day. They were in there scrubbing it, bleaching it out. It was nice.
I don't even have a steam room. My gym's $20 a month. They're lucky I have weights.
They have eucalyptus like spray.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. That's like the 5-star hotels.
Yeah,
that's my favorite steams when it's just like they come in. It's just like, and I love this, and I like the steam rooms that get insane for like 5 minutes, and then you can leave. Not the ones you have to sit in there for like an hour to get up to speed.
Mm-hmm.
I would go in and just till I couldn't stand it.
Oh,
that was the plan. Was just constant barrage of heat until I can't breathe. And I get out of there.
I always do 2.5 rounds.
I go out, give me like 3 minutes out, chill out.
Yeah.
I'll go on my phone and come back in, go hard again.
Yeah. And then
it's great, and you go hard again.
The worst is when you do it too close to a show, and then you're just brain dead.
Yeah.
And you're still seeping out as you go in. You're still like your pores are open a little too much.
Your brain's just like, what?
You gotta get a nice little nap.
Oh, absolutely.
Steam room, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'd go with piles of lotion though.
Or
in my hair, my face, my whole body.
You ever do the salt?
No.
Clears all your pores out. The big rock salt.
Like you touch your body.
Yeah, you just put it on your face or any part of your skin.
In the steam room?
Yeah. Wow. A lot of hotels even have the salt right there. Or like in San Francisco, the real Asian ones, they have the salt next to the places too. That's good stuff. I also like a sauna where you can control the coals with the water.
The layer of water, yeah.
Which is, and it kind of turns into a steam room.
The sauna feels more like a workout than a steam room because like when you walk into a steam room, you're automatically wet.
Right.
But when the sauna, you're watching the sweat come out. And you can just feel it dripping down your face.
Oh yeah.
There is something a little more satisfying.
That's that dry heat.
Yeah.
I looked. I see how much the saunas aren't that expensive. You get like a 2-person sauna. It's like $2,000. If I was rich, I'd fucking have one of those.
But you can fit one right there. You don't got nothing in that closet.
Oh, a lot of people have been in their house now. That's the new thing to have in your house is a sauna.
That's great to have a sauna.
Yeah, it really would. That's the first thing I get if I had money.
Oh, first, yeah.
Really, I love those things.
I love a sauna. You come in after a long day, you get a steam.
That would be pretty great.
Yeah.
Hangovers are cured in the sauna.
Oh, that's how I go so hard on the road because then you just go steam and then you're
My ex used to have a steam room in her apartment in like the downstairs. I used to come back like 3 o'clock in the morning, just hammered, and go right to the steam room, sweat for like 45 minutes, wake up next morning, like I feel great.
It's amazing how hungover you can be, and then how you feel great after a steam.
Yeah, it's
like
fantastic.
really, their biggest hangover ever, and if you steam, you feel fine.
Yeah,
maybe a little tired, but not like. I don't even really get that hungover. I get more hungover if I eat after I drink.
Really? You're just the opposite because it soaks up the alcohol.
Yeah, but I'm just been drinking for 30 plus years.
You're a lifer.
And if I just drink like whiskey or beer or like even tequila, like just those like don't get sugary drinks, I can drink a bottle of whiskey and I'm honestly gotta be fine. But if I then go get like a cheeseburger, I'll be like feel like shit the next day.
Yeah, I can't combine anymore. I've lost the ability to combine food and alcohol. Yeah. I have to do. It's one or the other. If I start drinking, I can't eat for the night.
Yeah,
because it'll fuck me up beyond any other. Or I could eat nonstop, but if I have one sip of alcohol,
we know
I'm fucked.
How many episodes is this for you guys?
I don't know.
Seems like how many? Guess. I would like to. I'd love for you to see if you could tell.
112.
Wow, 108.
Not bad.
Or 107 maybe.
Wow, look at that.
Okay. It felt like you were like, I couldn't tell if that was this. Do you guys even have a direction?
No, because I just wondering like how much people completely know about you guys or how much they don't. You know what I mean? That's
pretty good amount.
Yeah, they know
I would say
pretty much about our lives. Yeah,
it's pretty.
Mike loves food, and food.
We also stopped. We're done with the challenges, by the way.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
we reprogrammed the podcast earlier this year to try to just like shake it up a little bit, where we would challenge each other to do something for the week.
Oh, really?
And it just got to the point where we were all going to kill each other.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound like a good like politics for the roommate situation.
Well,
1 week.
It's great for a podcast. It's like that's why reality TV is so interesting because people just argue and hate each other.
Yeah, but that's
one week. I was literally gonna kill them. The shit they made me do. I didn't want to do the podcast. I was like, I'm done. If you guys move out, I'm happy. I was so furious.
What was the job?
I had to clean the entire fucking apartment. The idea, all their shit too.
The idea was it was things that the other two thought that the other person needs to do to do better. So like they made me go to the gym. Pavone had I can't remember what we had Pavone do the first time.
Wear lifts.
Oh, he had to go to open mics every wear lifts. He had to go to an open mic every night. And he had to clean because Pavone doesn't do open mics. He doesn't clean. I wasn't going to the gym, so it's kind of stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
But it was like. It just got to the point where we were going to kill each other. Yeah, and it was no longer fun for anyone. And we were getting emails from the listeners like, hey, can you knock it the fuck off with this? It's boring listening to you argue about what cleaning means. So we were like, well. And so this is the first week we're done with it. We're not going to do it
I had to read a book and I hurt my neck. I swear
you had
to
an
God,
injury reading.
I was reading and I couldn't turn to the right for 2 days. It was like I was doing like one of these.
Because you were reading on your side?
I was sitting in my car like this, just sitting with the book right here. I just didn't move for 30 minutes. That's how weak my body is.
Now, did they make you write a book report?
He had to give one on the show.
Yeah.
What book was it?
The Art of Power.
The Art of Power.
By Hong Chin Zan.
Oh, it's okay. So it's
not Thich Nhat Hanh.
So it's the it's the famous one. No, because there's a book you guys read called the War of Art.
That's a good book. Yeah.
It's a great. 2/3 of it is amazing. The last third is like kind of the new age.
It gets a little preachy at the end, but it's still good.
No, it was amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing. If you don't know, it's basically it really will improve your life, especially if you do art or comedy or whatever. It's really interesting. I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of just like the thing I got out of it is get rid of your deadbeat friends.
Man, you're telling me. Let's just end the podcast right now. Let's quit this thing. I got 2 deadbeats I could offload immediately.
Can I get rid of myself?
No, I was thinking about getting rid of you too.
Oh, let's do it.
It was a really great book to read. Al Magical told me to read it.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It motivates you. And then you realize what a piece of shit you are.
There's one, the art of the War of Art, and then there's
The Art of War.
The Art of War. That's completely very similar book if you read them both. And then there's the Mein Kampf, which is just very motivational.
I read that book.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Is there an English translation that makes sense?
I'm sure.
Yeah. I didn't read it in German, so I had to read it in English.
I read it in German. How was it? No fucking idea. Just moved my eyes across the page.
What was the book about?
Mein Kampf?
This was like in college, so.
Did they tell you to read it? You had to read it in college?
Well, I took a class. I was a history graduate, so I took a class on like totalitarianism.
Oh, they're gonna say you were in like a reading class. And what book are you like Mein Kampf?
I was in the I was in the white club at school. No,
the whites only.
No, I still have one of the books that we had to read, not Mein Kampf, but it was like a biography on Hitler. It was pretty amazing.
Now, did you read that book in public? Or would you put like a book in front of it and be like,
No, it was in college. It wasn't like, people were reading books.
If you read that book now in college, you'd be thrown out of school.
Well, I wouldn't read it like on the subway.
That's what I was thinking.
No,
you're in the cafeteria just reading Mein Kampf.
Just kind of sitting there. Yeah, because it was. I had to read it. You could tell it was like a textbook. It wasn't like best-selling. Like you must read. It wasn't like it wasn't a sexy chick on the front. Like.
So what are his views in this book, Hitler?
So the Mein Kampf is, according to Wikipedia, is a 1925 autobiography of Adolf Hitler. It describes the process in which he became anti-Semitic and outlines his political ideology and future plans for Germany.
It talks a lot about like what he learned in World War I.
Yeah,
that's how he fueled. Basically, the Nazis used the losing World War I as their way. Like, hey, we're not getting any respect and stuff like that. And look what our economy is in the shitter, and we're a powerful nation, and we need to step up.
It didn't sell.
They basically gave a Game 7 speech.
Yeah, Hitler really did a good job.
It's 2 parts. There's a volume 1 and a volume 2. Because volume 1, he was like, you know what? I don't think I explained how much I hate the Jews. Second edition, fuck all the Jews. He didn't say all the first time.
That was his Godfather too.
He doesn't. The sales are not great. It only sold it looks like it sold under 100,000 copies ever, which feels like it should have been way more than that.
Now I'm going to screw it up. But was it not? Who was the guy? Mongolia. Who's the?
Yeah. What's his name?
I wish, because now this is the whole point. Because I watched top 10. Despots of the ancient world.
Yeah.
On A&E, and the guy that was from Mongolia.
The hell's his name?
Oh my God! I feel like such an idiot now. Bring him up, and
people
then
are like thinking about it in their
Genghis
car.
Khan.
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan,
right?
Yeah, he killed a lot of motherfuckers.
So there's 3 things he said, and now I'm going to mess up numbers a little bit. He killed 1 of every 10 person on Earth. He killed.
Yeah.
Really?
1 of every 10 person on Earth he killed, and something like 1 of every, and he had like so many children. He had like thousands of children.
He had like a lot of wives.
Look, if you're
he had like thousands of children, and like 1 of every 440 people or something on Earth is related to Genghis Khan.
So he killed, but he also helped repopulate.
Yes.
So he was just giving them a little refresh.
He's the fucking reason for the population increase.
He's God.
Right now. The pollution.
And the other thing that they said I didn't understand was that he changed the climate. And I understand that either how by killing so many people the climate changed,
I would say
by having so many people the climate changed.
All these kids taking a shit in a lake.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like politically. Like once Genghis Khan showed up, they were like, you can't say gay anymore.
Yeah, it was global. Like he changed he changed global warming or something. But
how do you have that kind of time where you can kill that many people and have that many kids? You're just like. Death, fuck, death, fuck. You're just killing people while you're banging. There's no other way to do it.
I don't know. They just didn't have hockey back then. Like, who has time to fuck that many women? Like, it's like, I mean, that's a lot.
There's no sports. There's no gambling.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you taught Genghis Khan craps? Everything would be different. Because I know that for sure that I'd probably be murdering people if it wasn't for, Netflix and naps. Like
naps.
Napping is my genocide. That's what I do instead of killing people.
Genghis Khan, he's too focused on killing and fucking. He don't nap.
Yeah, but what if he had
He's like the Mark Cuban of fucking killing people.
But what if they had craft IPAs back then? I mean, you could take a little sip of a big can of beer.
Oh, they had booze.
Yeah, but nothing tasty. They had fucking mead. They were growing shit in fucking buckets back then. They didn't have like real tasty stuff. There's no way. They just had like.
You're saying if Genghis Khan had a Chardonnay?
Yeah.
I think if you gave him a little rosé bubbly, maybe
couple white girls on a Sunday brunch.
I'm telling you right now, if he had eggs over medium, little fucking little.
If they had invented guacamole.
Could you imagine if Hitler had chips and salsa in his life? Do you think he would still be Hitler?
As ruthless?
Or maybe he'd be the Wolfgang Puck now. He'd have a chain of shitty pizza restaurants.
He's like, give me some guac. Give me some. Eins the guac.
Eins the guac.
Whatever the fuck. Eins feins guacamole.
You just gotta scream and it sounds like Hitler.
You ever see like new Hitler stuff? Like I was watching this, and it was really weird because me and this guy next to me on on JetBlue a few years ago, we're both watching like this one Hitler documentary, but it was like how they keep going. It was like hours of Hitler. It was all this stuff I'd never seen before, like colorized Hitler, like Hitler playing with dogs and
That'll
stuff.
fuck you up.
Yeah,
seeing,
it was like
Vietnam
really
in color and Hitler in color. It's like,
and it was like
because now it's real.
Yeah, and it was like, whoa, he's playing with dogs. He's like a real person. And then it's a plane. It's like I passed out for a couple hours. I woke up and like the guy next to me was like still watching all that Hitler. And I'm like, that's a lot of Hitler.
Just rock hard 4 hours in, just loving every second of it.
I got a conspiracy on Hitler. I think this has happened. I think he didn't die in World War II. I think he moved to South America and he lived there until 1984 and died.
I just read a novel like that.
Is that your conspiracy? Or did you hear that?
That's a conspiracy, and I'm 100% certain this happened. This had to happen. The guy was bent on world domination. You didn't think he had a backup plan if shit went awry?
Yeah, if you have that much money and power, like you gotta have like an escape pod.
A lot of people believe that too. There's a lot of people chasing Hitler, but a lot of Nazis got out. Like a lot of
Joseph Meglin lived until he was fucking like 90 in Brazil and died. Married a beautiful woman. He was the one that was experimenting on like twins.
Yeah.
And shit, and putting blue ink in their eyeballs to see. I guarantee you Hitler survived.
The guy that played, you ever see the movie Downfall?
No.
Mm-mm.
Incredible movie. It was the guy Bruno Ganz, the guy that played Hitler, just died like last week. But it's incredible. It's all about his last couple days in this bunker.
Okay.
He does look like Hitler.
Yeah, and it's an incredible movie. You guys should check it out. But the funny thing is how many people just turned into regular people. Like after the war, they just now they're like working as secretaries.
Yeah, that's
it. It's just really weird.
You don't kill everybody that loses the war. People move on with their lives.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah, because it was told by like the secretary was like one of the main characters, and they show her just like leaving the bunker and walking with some children through Berlin. And then like she was like a secretary at, whatever,
she's just answering phones at a florist.
Yeah, to like the 70s.
You just answer the phone. Kill the juice. Oh, sorry, wrong. Jesus.
You get out of that
new job. Who dis?
Thanks for calling the New World. I'm sorry. Thanks for calling.
I think I with the bunker thing. I've read that he had a lot of doubles.
Oh, really?
That like he went around the country and he made people find people that look like him, and he had a lot of doubles, and they brought a double in, and they brought him into like a room, and then they like, hey, stay here. Him and Eva Braun. They found doubles of both.
Oh wow.
Stay here and you whatever, and then like literally Hitler like left, and then he ordered the guy. He shot the guys in the head, the people in the head, and they said that those are the people that they say are the bodies they have, because when people found Hitler. The Russians were like, "This is Hitler. This is Hitler," and there's people maybe being like, "That's not Hitler."
Yes, 100%.
That's like
that
not
they
Hitler.
think it's the
yeah. And they exhumed the body in like the 90s or the 2000s, and the body was the head, who they say is Hitler, was that of a 35-year-old woman. Yeah. I'm telling you, this guy survived.
Yeah, I love stuff like that. Like just hearing like how John Wilkes Booth was like in circuses till like the 1920s. Yeah, like it wasn't him. And like to me, like everyone loves the Kennedy conspiracy. I'm a huge Lincoln conspiracy fan.
What's
you think
your
more
favorite
people
part
kill Lincoln than just John Wilkes Booth?
Well, there's just a lot. Well, like there was not like that. But I mean, John Wilkes Booth was absolutely the guy that killed Lincoln. Yeah. But no, there's like 7 people behind the planning. And how he escaped and who knew what, and and like how the Secretary of War, kind of no one really knows if he was behind it or if he had a part in it, because he kind of gave Booth like a 3-day head start.
Really?
Yeah.
So did they ever catch Booth? I don't even know about Booth.
Well, they think they did. I mean, they say they did, but there's a lot of people who think that he was in Mexico, and then there's a lot of people that think that he was in like sideshows until like 1920, like Carnival, like the Bearded Woman, and there's John Wilkes Booth. Body,
you
like the body of John Wilkes.
You look so familiar. Who are you? I know you.
Well, he was a real famous actor.
Really?
That's the funny thing. Yeah, he was a real famous actor in those days. Like he did the circuit, like Boston, D.C., New York, Philly. Like, he was as famous as you could get before TV and cable and everything. And he was like from the royal family of actors. Like, he was like a I don't even know whoever's like a famous acting family now. Like, the Kirk Douglas's family. Like, it was like that.
Yeah,
Or the Baldwins.
Yeah, the Baldwins. Yeah.
He wasn't Steven, I'll tell you that much.
That's incredible. Like, I love a good conspircy. And I love
so much fun. I love them.
I'm reading this book right now called The Truth About the Bilderbergs. Are you familiar?
That's where
Bilderberg
that's where like everybody meets.
Yeah, the Illuminati people meet there. That's a true thing. I swear to God.
No. Well, the Bilderbergs are a real thing. Like, it's not a hidden secret. The true story of the Bilderberg Group. It's not. Bilderberg Group is a real thing, and they meet every year, and it's not hidden. But what goes on inside is what is up to debate, because there's never audio, video. Nobody's allowed in unless you're in the group. Like, they even don't allow the staff. They bring in their own staff for the hotel that are like vetted people that work for the individuals.
Oh,
it's
there's
fucking
some
crazy.
Like, fucking
Imagine like you can join the group, but you have to be a waiter.
Yeah, you're doing the.
You gotta work your way up to be the top Illuminati. You're gonna start
be Secretary of State after you bust table.
You're gonna
5.
serve some oatmeal for the kids, all right?
Well, and one of the things they were talking about in it was that because Bill Clinton is a Bilderberg,
right?
And they were saying that he was an unknown, but he was just the governor of Arkansas, and they sent him to Russia to help with the president at the time. Who was the guy right before Putin? I'm terrible.
The drunk guy?
Yeah. Yeltsin.
Boris Yeltsin.
Boris Yeltsin. Is that right?
Boris Yeltsin, 100%.
But they helped.
That's a great
he
comedy
went
name.
over there to negotiate like the shift of power, because it was real super tense with America and Russia,
Right.
and they were like, Clinton's going to go do it, and then do this for us, we'll make you president, type of thing. And it's like everybody who's ever been the president is either directly of the Chamber of Financial Reform, or the Commission for Financial Reform, or the Bilderbergs, which is kind of like the same thing. They all were members or were surrounded by like 500 people of the Bilderbergs are in their cabinet.
So
it's all decided.
So what happened now with Trump then? Or was he a member of one of those two?
Well, he was definitely.
I don't think Trump is.
Well, he's
like Trump hates those people. That's why the whole football thing. Remember that they wouldn't let him into the NFL years ago, and he's fucking to this. He held a grudge until fucking Kaepernick knelt. He was like, "Thank fucking God." He's like, "I'm gonna take a stance on this," and he fucked the NFL.
This book doesn't go past Obama, so this book was published before Trump. So I'm not. That doesn't give you any of the secrets.
What group was Obama in?
Well, he is in the Committee for Financial Reform, or the Council for Financial Reform.
Oh, and that's a congressional.
Yeah, but no, it's a lobbyist group. It sounds like it's a congressional member or branch of government, but it's just purely a super wealthy, influential
How many
lobby
Bilderberg
group.
people they were losing their minds? Like, we got to let a black guy in.
No, he was one of them.
I know, but like before he got in, you got to be like, this guy, we got to let him in here.
Well,
honestly.
Interesting. The Bilderbergs is in a worldwide, so it's every nationality is represented in there. Every country has people in. It's like journalists. And the fucked up thing about the Bilderberg Group is that it's all the most influential people in the world, politically, financially, but also most of those people also own most of the media. So there's no coverage of these meetings because they own all the newspapers and media outlets. So no, they're not going to get any coverage if they do something, whatever they're doing.
Yeah, but there's like in the all of Bilderberg, there's like 10 people that control the whole thing. There's like a board within a board.
Oh, for
sure.
And
those are the people that you really gotta like. That they control the weather and shit like that.
They're the Knights of the Templar.
Basically,
yeah.
They're like what we think the Masons were or are.
Right.
They're like the real Masons.
They're definitely
they're the actual Illuminati.
I believe in like Illuminati shit too. That's definitely happening.
I love that stuff. I love Illuminati. Great. I love it. Even George Bush. We have a new world order, and that's like the sign that they took over again.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Bilderbergs group. Their mission is to create a one world economy, one world everything. One person running the world, one group running the world, no nationalities, just one world.
Who thinks the fucking lead dog? One of those. Who's that wealthy family? The
Rockefellers?
Not the Rockefellers. The
Carnegie?
DuPont's?
No.
Carnegie?
They're so I don't know.
The Baldwins.
The Baldwins.
Yeah.
It was Billy Baldwin actually. No, the family that they provided money to both Germany and the United States during World War II. I'll get the name. They're the richest family in the world.
Bernie Sanders? I think the Sanders group. He just announced he's going to run for president again.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know. Everyone seems really upset about it. Everybody wanted him to be president, and now they're like, "Fuck this guy." But
well,
I mean,
except
why.
Hillary, because Hillary fucked him over.
You heard you know about that the day
the Rothschilds.
That sounds like they're they own heavy metal band, the Rothschilds. They own Kerrang magazine.
Yeah. They probably do. That's the problem.
Wasn't Joey Rothschild the lead singer for Kicks? Wasn't that him?
Something like that.
Know. So they own all the world banks. They own They own the world bank. They're the richest family. Like their net worth is worth more than like 85% of countries.
I think that they're the ones that also pushed Obama to end the embargo with Cuba, so that they can get a bank down there and start taking all the money.
Probably.
Which is, I mean, that's no other reason to end an embargo other than to try to get their natural resources.
There was a reason why remember that plane that went missing? The Malaysia plane?
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy that one of the Rothschilds, he wanted to get something for a patent out of it that was going to help him, and he needed, so basically for the patent to work, there was a board of like 7 people, and they had to approve of it, basically, and they weren't approving of this thing. So just so happens 6 of those people are on the plane that goes down, and it's missing, and he's the only one left. And if you're the only one left, you get sole possession of whatever thing you now are in charge of everything.
All of that is true?
Yeah.
Like he now has this patent because his people went down?
Yeah.
Well, clearly he got him killed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a conspiracy. That's just
you go on
great planning.
Anonymous on YouTube. They have a whole list. They have a whole thing about it. It's like 10 minutes long. It's fucking great. You're like, this is how rich they are. I love that shit. Oh, it's so good.
Except for we're gonna be the ones doing all their fucking labor when they have a one world economy. They don't need us. They don't want entertainment. No entertainment. They want it to be Russia 1920s.
I got like 17 good minutes I need to do. Okay?
We're very much on the I'm definitely, because I'm older. We're on if they just started counting like who's needed in the world.
I'm not needed.
I'm not needed.
I'm not needed.
I always think that if I was like a dictator, just throw away the worthless people. I'm one of them.
Oh yeah. I'm 31 with a bad back. Are you kidding me? Well, I'm not helping out.
The only thing that we could help with is putting stuff up on high shelves. If they needed,
my back goes out every time I fucking do.
If they needed people to push boxes, they'd be like, all right, maybe these guys. But that wouldn't last.
I do think this may be too much of a stoned 4 a.m. college conversation, but I do think this when sometimes I'm down. When you think about the history of the world from Neanderthals to now, most people have been slaves or serfs or just
lower class
pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And I basically get to go around and make people happy and not really have to, and no hard labor. It's I'm in the 1.1, I got a good break. You know what I mean? As far as
you're
everything.
not wrong.
You're in America. You're the part of the 1%.
Right, but just I don't even work in America per se.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
try doing comedy in India. See how that works out.
I mean, I know what work is. I've had every shit job. This isn't when you always tell a comic has never had a real life when they're when they get pissed about sitting at the airport.
Yeah.
I can read the USA Today 10 times in a row. I know what digging ditches is.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is nothing.
Yeah, hearing certain people complain about things, I'm like, is this is where you're at, where you're complaining about the line at Chipotle? Nothing else? This is the worst part of your day? Fuck out of here. Yeah, how many jobs did it take you to fucking pay rent this month? Oh, none? Perfect. Have fun with your fucking extra $2 guacamole. Suck my cock. I hate people that complain for shit that they haven't, and they've never, because that's the worst thing they've ever done. What's the worst job you ever had? Is that actually digging ditches?
I've actually dug ditches, but that's not the worst job I ever had.
I like digging ditches because I could be stoned all day and smoke cigarettes until I couldn't breathe
Yeah,
anymore.
that's how I learned to smoke and drink coffee was when I was 13, 14 doing construction. Because if you didn't smoke, there's no reason not to work.
No, exactly.
So you have to learn to smoke to stand around.
Take a break.
Yeah.
I started smoking without inhaling just to be there, or just having lit in my hand, and I'd have to puff it every now and again just so that it wouldn't go out.
Yeah.
So they didn't know I wasn't smoking, and then it just turned into smoking.
I wanted to go out and conversate. If I have a conversation, want a cigarette? I'm like, I don't smoke. They go out and they come back in and they're best friends. You're like, what the fuck? What did I miss here?
I think there was a
Jesus
Friends
Christ.
episode where Rachel loses a promotion because she doesn't smoke.
Yeah,
so she tried to take up smoking.
I should took it up. You know,
I loved smoking.
I smoked twice in my life for huge chunks.
I think I was about 2, maybe 3. large chunks of smoking.
Yeah. Now I don't have any desire to anymore at all. Like for years, I was like, I couldn't even hold somebody else's cigarette. Like, you can hold it for me, and I'm like, no.
It's like an alcoholic touching a bottle of vodka. You're like, oh,
I'll eat it if I hold it.
Yeah, but now I don't. But no, well, it's weird. I've had so many. God, I've had so many. I did not like. Well, one of the funnest jobs, but the worst job on paper maybe was I used to work at a driving range where we would collect golf balls. The people would hit at us, and we would wear like shoulder pads with a cage.
Oh, you didn't drive in the car?
No, we were on foot.
Just like catching.
Yeah, no, we had like pickers like that. And
guys got to be aiming at you.
And we carry buckets. Oh yeah, that's like date night. People got on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday and aim at us. And if you it went down to like your thigh, so you hit in the leg.
So that was like the point of the job. You weren't actually just collecting balls. Like part of it was hit the guy in the car.
I think part of the owner's theory was you get more. 20% of the people are there to hit you.
Okay.
So there was some real golf.
I used to go. My dad. We used to go younger to God at night when the range was on, when the driving range or whatever. And then people, if they were out, everyone was going for them. Everyone was going for these fucking trucks.
Oh yeah, see, we were just on foot.
Dude, one time I remember
that sucks.
Me and my friends were out. We started fucking throwing the thing at him. Throwing and try to hit him.
Because it's funny because like if you stayed like in the 150, you were cool, But there was stats on the wall. You tried to be in the top 5, and you get bonuses the more buckets you got.
Really?
Yeah. So like like the 100 to like the 150 to 100, that was like the kill zone. So that's where all the balls were. So in there, but that's where like anyone could hit you from there.
Were you actually getting like pegged, painfully?
Yeah. I only get hitting the balls once though. I didn't wear a cup because a cup really slowed you down. But I hit the balls once, and then from 100 in, that's when you were in a battle with somebody. That was like you knew the guy trying to hit you, and that's when it's like, come out here, motherfucker. You're
trying to storm the battlefield with the war, gonna think up.
But all of us that worked there were all friends, and if you got promoted, you got to work like maintenance in the day and stuff. But
you got promoted to grease work.
Yeah. Promoted to cutting lawn all day. But that I've had so many. The one job I hated the most was I did landscaping for like a month because the boss was a dick, and it was that mulch.
Yeah,
that's a rough job.
And that steaming, that smell. Like I still gag when I walk by someone like mulch. Like, oh.
I used to work in a mulch yard. Where they would supply and make mulch.
Oh.
And they had red and brown dyed mulch, and there's that smell of I'd have black boogers for years as I was working there.
Didn't know you had.
Yeah, I worked at I think I mentioned it, a landscape supply company.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's your
it was
worst
mostly
job?
mulch and pebbles.
Or is that not your worst job?
I don't know. I kind of liked and hated all of them. I don't know if I've had one that I've liked more than the other or hated more than the other.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the Cold Spring. Then I ended up working maintenance and worked there for years. So it was all. I mean, but the original that wasn't the worst job for me personally. So I don't know. I had so many even worse jobs. What was you think was your worst?
Cleaning garbage trucks.
That is brutal.
Brutal.
That stench. Oh.
Yeah. Then you spray too. Is it power? You have like a power hose. What do they call those things?
Power washer.
Power washer. And then you get too close and you spray the food and it gets right back in your eye. You're like, oh God. You take a nice cannoli to the face. Oh, it's brutal.
Just the smell of the water that drips off the back of those.
Dude, I say it smells like every girl in the city threw up into it. It's such a fucking horrible smell.
No, I know there's no places better, but did you do it in Manhattan? Like did you do it in New York?
Jersey.
Oh yeah.
That's worse because that's where most of Manhattan's trash goes.
Yeah, it's all Manhattan trash. It's so fucking bad.
Was that union? Was like a Teamster for that?
No, it was a side job I had.
Oh, that seems like it would have to be a union job.
Oh, well,
yeah.
One of the, yeah, it's union, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then the worst was that you had to clean out like dumpsters. Like they would have dumpsters, and then like people would throw trash, and like a company would a restaurant would need a dumpster to clean shit out. Then we had to do the dumpster. Then you got to clean the dumpster out. That's fucking horrible because you got to go in the dumpster. You got to be in the dumpster with all the fucking ratchet shit that was there, and you got to clean it out. Oh God, that was brutal.
Oh my God, that's did that pay good?
Nah, I mean it was like I did it for like it was like 4 hours. I got like $150 for 4 hours.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
It's like $40 an hour.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible. But I have to wake up every Saturday morning at like 6:30 and go and do it. I had to be there by 8.
That's tough. I liked the most painful job. I was a stage crew for a concert tour, but it was like a stadium tour, and it was like the hours were so bad. I was so miserably tired, but the money was so good that was like, I can't be upset about this. And they feed you 5 meals a day, like.
Crew catering is nuts.
Yeah, and for this tour too, it was like
who was the band?
Metallica.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
And it was like a tour with them and all these other bands like.
Was it the Monsters
Linkin
of Rock?
Park. No, it was the Summer Sanitarium.
Okay.
Years and years and years ago, but it was like I made the most money I've ever made, like in that kind of time.
Yeah.
And I was like 20 maybe at the time, so I was just rolling in dough.
Were you like lighting, or what were you?
I started as just pushing boxes, like rolling crates, and then I ended up like
Tell me how you fucked up.
doing like rigging work.
Did you
and
fuck up hard or something like that? Fuck up bad?
I mean, I always was fucking up something there.
You say not put the light on somebody?
Oh, that was a different one. That was for like a series that I did, but it was cake.
You don't have enough tattoos to work for Metallica for a summer.
I know, yeah. It was just one summer. If it was any more, it would have been worth it. I actually had I got a lifer pass where I could get in backstage for any show for the rest of my life if I wanted.
Oh right.
And I sold it on eBay because I was like, I'll get at least $10,000 for this. $25. Somebody, I was like, God damn it.
That's it. $25.
Yeah, I know. I fucked up.
$25.
I thought I was gonna get thousands of dollars for it. It was like, obviously someone's gonna pay for this, and then just.
You sold it? What'd you sell it to him? I'm like, no.
I was a fucking idiot.
All right.
I was in college.
It didn't have your picture on it, though?
No. It was just like it was a lifer. It just said lifer on it, and then it was like a big Metallica. It said where you got it. So it was the Summer Sanitarium, and lifer. It was pretty cool.
Meanwhile, the guy who bought it has been going to every Metallica concert since then.
Yeah. So
saving
stupid.
tons of money.
Yeah.
I knew this guy. I still know him. His name's Duck. Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes. Mm-hmm. His first wife, the famous actress lady, Goldie Hawn. Not Goldie Hawn.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
No, Goldie Hawn's daughter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson. Well, they were married, and he and Chris, and she lost her wedding ring on some beach in Connecticut. And Ducky, who's this hippie, he's literally like Forrest Gump of like the hippies. He like found this ring, and then he was at the concert and heard heard about it. So he gave it to her, and they're like, any show you ever want to go to, you're more than welcome to get into. Now this motherfucker, they'd been divorced like 20 years now, and he still goes to every Black Crow
And he's
show.
like they still hold it, they honor it still.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like. The guy has no. You'd think he'd be like, okay, I kind of feel like I got like, I can say like one or two, maybe bring a chick, but yeah, he still uses it like all the time. All those San Francisco shows that he went to, like all the Fillmore.
Why not?
Yeah, but wouldn't you feel after like a couple, like okay, or maybe like and being that he's like remarried to like 3 times over now, and
was he divorced at the time? When he gave the ring back?
No. You know, like okay, like because he's still in love with Goldie with
Kate Hudson.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the guy's name's Ducky, and he's out there scrumming the beach for metal. Like that's probably what his highlight of his life is. He gets to go to a Black Crowes concert every year.
Yeah, no, but he goes he uses it all the time.
Yeah,
and then
that's
like
a bit much.
And Chris Robinson, brother, like every side project and just yeah, it's just like. Yeah.
I bet you he's the last time that they're like, fuck, we can't. You got to stop giving out life passes.
Well, that's the funny thing is like you wonder just like, why wouldn't you just be like, okay, I can't ask again?
No.
Like he has a new wife, a new family. It's like.
Is he asking him directly?
No,
like
I guess he goes through the publishing people.
Oh, well, that's fine. I wouldn't give a fuck about that. I wouldn't bug the guy.
You're right.
I would bug the people that are there. Their job is to give tickets out.
It's really weird though, like that whole scene, because that I'm on it on both ends. Like when I worked for Lampanelli, open for Lampanelli everywhere, there's a little bit of that. But now with Bill, there's like a lot of that. A lot of times people want, tickets. But
I think to go through you.
Yeah, just,
I meant to ask about Wednesday.
Well, Caroline's comedy clubs are different because that's just kind of like.
Yeah.
I saw him. He was at the Comedy Store last week, and I saw him do 45.
Yeah.
It was great. He would literally. You know what his act is about trashing white women up top?
Yeah.
The whole crowd was liberal white women. It was so delightful to watch the whole thing.
Because I used to work for Bill Graham when I was younger in San Francisco. And I worked in the Fillmore and the Warfield.
Wait, Billy Graham, the the preacher?
No, Bill Graham, Christian? Like the concert promoter, did like the Fillmore and the Fillmore.
Oh, okay.
The Dead, the Stones, like the legendary. He owned the Punchlines, the original Punchline in San Francisco. Now it's Live Nation, all the crap. But long story short, I had access to in every show, and people would always use me to get to like one of my best friends in the world was my boss. He was the manager, and I would always say the same thing, like, "Is this the one?"
You get one.
If this is the one, then I get tickets.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone knew, like, the Dead would just show up and do shows, like under the name of whatever.
Use your one time,
or
with
like,
me
or like
wisely.
the Stones will do or Prince will you never. It's the Fillmore. Every best band plays there, but then you don't know what crazy Prince at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
but it'll just be like if they want to see whatever they say, the B-52s. I'd be like, okay, is this the one?
Yeah.
Like, if this is the one, then you get the tickets. But if it's not the one,
this is your pass.
If this is not the one, then don't use it now.
That's a great policy.
So many people would be like, okay, I'll just try to get scalp tickets or whatever, because just so many headaches that way.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any tickets for anybody for anything, so that's good. Unless they want to come see the Sweet Buddies live February 28th.
It was at the legendary Rich Voss.
With legend Rich Voss. Legend Rich Voss. He's going to be
sell
there.
Out.
It's going to be February 28th. The tickets are on Sweet Buddies Pod.
Voss is amazing.
He's so funny.
I mean, I'll tell you, like, my favorite Rich Voss story is the casino in Yonkers.
Yeah.
Voss sold like 10 CDs that night.
Is that a lot?
Yeah, for a Yonkers casino, yeah.
I mean, these people. They wouldn't tip a dime if the bill went to like $9.90. These people would take the dime and put it back in their purse.
They're the worst human beings in the world.
That's hilarious.
Such bad people.
Well, that's how you know how much of a piece of trash Voss is. That 10 people wanted to spend extra to get his album.
It's shocked to have it was a complete compliment to how great Voss is. That he got those people to spend whatever.
$10, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like those shows are just war.
That's crazy. I've never done. I know where that is, but I've never done that show.
Yeah, you go on with a fucking Spartan helmet on, and you're like, "Let's go to war." It's gonna be horrible.
And it's one of the best gigs, money wise and time wise. Like literally, they pick you up in a limo, and you do your set, and then I've come back and done the 10 o'clock show at the Stand.
Yeah,
it's like it's really good money.
I've heard about that.
And they feed you
this beat up old limo that comes and gets you.
No, it's. It's not. It's not.
I think all limos look kind of beat up on the inside. I've never seen a brand new limo. They always seem like they've had like 1,000 proms.
Well, all the stretch runs are like you're in a bad movie in the 80s. It's shot in Reno.
Yeah.
I prefer I prefer like the town car or the SUV personally, because you're big, crawling in those things is like fucking not fun.
SUV's classy. SUV sounds like it's someone famous in the back. A big SUV.
Yeah, limos would be fun to. It's fun to drive in, but it's not fun to get out of because people have to see you getting out of a limo. Like, ugh.
Limos are high school things. So you get a limo in high school for prom or something.
I remember I paid $900 to get a limo for prom. That's how much they would charge. And then I had to go collect. We put like 400 people in the back of a shitty old limo. It was brutal. Just what a great racket. I'll be a limo guy. That sounds like a good scam.
You're destined to be one.
They're all scam artists. Some guy rented part of my dad's car lot when we was a kid to a limo guy. He had limos, and the guy just never paid rent. He operated for like 4 or 5 months and then one day my dad showed up and all the limos were gone, and he just never got paid. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
That was like your idol.
And actually, my dad was a limo guy.
Yeah.
I was changing the story. All right, so yeah, that looks like we did it. That's fun. We did the podcast. 28th February. They're on sale now. 10:15 at New York Comedy Club East Village. Rich Voss, Emma Willman. Who else we got? Stavros. From Cumtown.
Mm-hmm.
Us, the Buds.
Yep.
Bartnick, you're not going to be in town.
I don't think so. What day is it?
28th.
What day of the week?
February. It's a Thursday.
Oh, I may be here. I am here.
Buddy,
I am here. I am here.
Do a guestie.
I am here. I will probably come.
If you come, I'll probably come.
No. Because here's the thing: is I may be already heading out for Giannis's wedding.
Okay.
That's
well,
why,
if you're here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to say that because I'm transportationally, like, I'm dependent on getting there.
So maybe
Giannis I didn't get that invite. Invite. Fuck that one.
We'll try that again. Take two.
Didn't get that invite, Giannis.
So maybe Bartnick.
I would love to come by. It's a great club, great people, great show.
It's a fun time.
You three, Voss.
That's
just
Emma.
too much. That's too much. I mean, that's like what? It doesn't even left. Nothing left.
There's not gonna be any energy left in the room.
Yeah.
After the legend, at least. But it's gonna be fun. Tickets are moving now. You can go to the website sweetbuddiespod.com, click on the tickets, and use code BUDDIES, and you get tickets for $5.
Yeah, buddy.
And the last couple have sold out, so get them now because this one will probably sell out too. Bartnick, what do you got? This will come out tomorrow, so
I'll be at Caroline's Sunday night.
Sunday.
Sunday.
I think it's a Wednesday.
I'm there Wednesday with Bill. But I'm sure that's already sold out. So
okay,
I don't think I have to plug bird
days. And then Sunday, I thought that's what you were talking about was Sunday. And
and then Sunday will be at Caroline's, and I got some other shows, but I'll just play Caroline's.
All right, cool. All right.
And if you like hockey, Puck Off podcast.
Puck Off, yeah. iTunes, all that shit.
iTunes everywhere. Alex was just on it last week.
Who's gonna win this year?
I saw him promote that podcast. He never promotes ours. Yeah. Anyway,
well, he was into it. It was funny because we had 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty on, and he was a Red Wing. Yeah. And it was funny because he gave this huge, I just love your one goal, and I saw this too, and I get choked up, and
Alex was saying this?
Cry, yeah. And then all of a sudden, my co-host, he was in Detroit with McCarty, he's like, oh yeah, we're having a bad connection. And I'm like, Alex, can you get that again for take two?
That bag of dirt, by the way. That kid, every time he'll say anyone that's not a Toronto team, he goes, I fucking hate these people. I hate them.
That's what you do for anyone that's not a Met.
No. Not always, but I'm sure he hates.
I got some great Mets stories. I used to do security for the Pirates. The first time I heard "Ice Ice Baby," I was in Bobby Bonilla's Mercedes, in the back seat, and in the front seat passenger was Darryl Strawberry.
Really? Oh, that's a good time right there.
Yeah. Oh, it was a good time.
Shit.
What were they doing
afterwards?
Oh yeah, I hung out with the Mets were the coolest. The Mets, the Phillies. Besides the Pirates, those are my friends. I used to do security, so I was security, and then sometimes they take me places with them, just related to that.
Was it the early '90s?
Yeah, early '90s.
Oh, dude, that was the Mets prime.
Davey would bring a 12-pack on the bus just to go from the ballpark to the hotel.
Yeah. Dude, this team was insane. The late '80s, early '90s, yeah. They were doing coke constantly. Fucking Gooden missed the parade because he was doing crack in a crack house.
I don't know many stories about sports, but I do know that story. That's fucking crazy.
I'm jealous the shit you must have fucking went through. They partied so much they should have won more championships.
Yeah, well they did kind of blow it because of the partying. But I always think just enjoy. As long as you get one.
I'm a Mets fan. I want more.
I know you, but for them.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they got
Darryl won 2, I think, with the Yankees. He's good to go.
Yeah.
That's fucking great. So Puck Off. What's your Twitter and stuff?
Who's gonna win this year? I think Tampa's fucking good.
Tampa's really good. They got all the pieces. I think when Winnipeg puts it together, they're going to be tough. The Sharks, I like the Sharks. There's about 10 teams that I think really have a legitimate chance. Maybe 8 have a legitimate chance. I think Tampa and Winnipeg in the final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. It took me all the way to the end to find out you were talking about hockey and not baseball.
Well, it's
as soon as you said Winnipeg, I was like,
Winnipeg,
are they getting a baseball team?
No Winnipeg.
It's funny because
I thought that was like, man, they're getting a team. I don't know shit.
Baseball is starting now, and I feel like I don't know if I'm going to live to the end of the season. It seems like it takes forever. 162 games. It just seems like it's forever.
It's the longest of the sports. I think it's 6 months, 7 months.
It's a grind. I worked for the Pirates for 2.5 years. It was a lot of fun. That was back in the days
when you could do fucking steroids and everything. Did you see the greenies that were in the locker room?
Well, it was back when everybody just partied. There was no weight training. There was no everyone just partied. Yeah.
Pirates were a decently good team, weren't they? They had Bonds.
Oh, Bonds and Bonilla, pre-met Bonilla, real Bonilla, and Van Slyke and all. Yeah, it was a big rivalry. We used to sell T-shirts, Muck the Fets. I made a couple grand selling Muck the Fets T-shirts.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Are those still floating around? Do people have those shirts?
I'm sure there's a few Goodwills you can pick them up in the.
No, I mean, are they still making? Is somebody still?
Oh no! These were made.
Bring it back.
Like my buddy. Well, I don't.
No one cares about the Mets right now.
I think I sold more. T-shirts than there actually are Pirate fans left. Like, I don't think there's any Pirate fans left.
That's funny. Make one per. You sell 20 shirts. Like, all right. Well,
free T-shirt night. There's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
What size you want?
I mean, hold on. Any good crazy stories you could tell real quick about the Mets? I need to know. This is great. I love this shit.
I got hit with a battery for Davy Johnson.
Really?
Yeah, someone threw a battery. It hit him. It hit me. They were going for Davy Johnson. walking him to his bus. That's what he thanked me. He gave me a big hug.
Yeah.
He got on the bus. Yeah, there was a real rivalry.
Davy Johnson.
Yeah, it was like I got hit with a battery for him. I'll tell this story. It's not a Met, but it's probably my best. I was really good friends with R.J. Reynolds.
Okay.
And he was a former Dodger who was really good friends and won a World Series with Pedro Guerrero. Mm-hmm. And Pedro Guerrero would let us up in his room and would be just partying, and he would play the ukulele and everything like that. And then 2 weeks later, 2 hookers in Houston stole his World Series rings.
No shit, really?
Yeah, because he's just a partier, man.
Oh,
he would just, and I'd always think like I know it was us, but there were some other ladies around with us too, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, he barely knew me. I mean, RJ vouched for me, but I'm like, this dude just doesn't give a fuck, and it's like fucking caught up to him. And that's just like a sad story, kind of. But I don't know. But there's just so many of these fucking people look for like they really have to beware.
I think he was from what, Dominican Republic?
Probably.
Yeah, so he probably had his family back home and just living the life here.
Oh well, Jose Lean, former Pirate second baseman, he had like a white wife, and then one time his like Puerto Rican wife came to town. And
really?
All hell broke loose.
Oh shit!
She was like from the third world country and just had no idea that he was married to this white girl.
Yeah. The white girl had no idea he was married to this one.
Yeah, or maybe not even married, but like fiance and just like living together and all
That's
that shit.
That's the fucking best.
Yeah.
To be on the outside of that.
That happened recently with Bartolo Colon.
Oh,
Colon
really?
had a wife and a family in Dominican Republic, and he had a family here.
When I was living in Atlanta, there was one of the stars of Fast and the Furious would come into the restaurant I worked at all the time because they filmed a lot of them there, and he would come in with like a different girl every night, and then one night he tells me, he goes, "Hey, the next couple times I'm in here, you don't know me." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "I don't want my wife to know that I come in here. So we're gonna pretend like we don't know each other." I was like, "Not a problem." And then he came in and just had like silent dinners with the woman for the next 4 nights. And then after that, it was just a new bra, and he was just partying his fucking tits off. I was like,
it?
I don't want to say who it is, but may he rest in peace. Sweet man.
You know what? Why would he just go to a different restaurant?
Because it was in the hotel that all the stars were staying in. Yeah. So he was there. I mean, it was just kind of one of those things.
Okay,
yeah.
That's understandable now.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, good stories.
Yeah. Some I can tell the Pedro one because it's I just felt so bad. It literally was so famous, like it made the ABC News. I remember seeing like Pedro Guerrero, World Series hero, got robbed of his World Series rings. Like 2 weeks.
They mentioned hookers.
Like that week. Well, they said was robbed by whatever.
2 women.
Yeah, and I was like, oh. And then even like people were like, yeah, like Pedro don't party that much anymore. Like it scarred him.
He's still around.
Pedro Guerrero, I'm sure he's still alive.
Yeah, he's
right?
back in his country.
Yeah.
They all just go back to the country and live off the fucking wealth that they have.
Or the fame.
Yeah, and probably runs like a baseball school or something.
Well, you don't want to get they'll kidnap you in some countries back there. They'll kidnap you and they'll go for ransom. So a lot of players that live like Dominican, they live in like private communities where you can't get in.
Well, that's same here.
No. It's not like armies protect it because the fucking cartel will come and just take them. Take their family.
Cartel, I guess, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, just like give me $2 million because they know they're fucking rich.
I was thinking of TMZ. Yeah, you can't get past the gate.
Did you hear that? That El Chapo paid like the president of Mexico like $100 million or something to leave him alone?
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Recently?
Years ago. That's why he was like
doing whatever.
That's why he was doing whatever he wanted forever.
$100 million to that guy is nothing.
And then like maybe it's more than that, but then like the Mexican president guy was like tried to shake him down for more. And I'm like, that guy's got fucking balls.
Is he still around? Do we know if the Mexican president is still alive?
I don't think so because wasn't the president forever Vicente Fox?
I have no idea.
Now it's a different guy. So I think it's not Vicente. I don't even know who the mayor of LA is. Like I don't even fucking know. I didn't know who the governor is. Like I don't follow. I know Trump because you have to, but I don't fucking.
That's about as far as it goes.
Yeah, Americans don't know anybody else's leaders.
Well, I'm literally.
Why would we?
I'm too selfish to care about politics. Like it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't affect my life. It's like
Everyone's talking about this.
I still have to go out and make a living. Doesn't matter who the fucking president is. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm still gonna lie on my taxes. I don't care what happens. I don't care who the president is. He's not getting my tax money.
I know my taxes. My accountant's fucking throwing down this year. I always file like October 15th.
I had to do that last year.
I do it like every year because it's like always like whatever between me and my wife. It's like a pain in the ass. But
I thought you're sticking it to the government. Like,
I'll
go on my terms. Not your
well, I'll
terms.
tell you one tip for anybody. Don't pay the. For years, my accountant would always be you got to pay the quarterlies. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I never did. And then one time I had to pay attention. Like the fine for not paying the quarterlies is so little compared to like paying them. It's like so ridiculous. Like why the fuck would you ever pay the? I mean,
I've never paid.
I don't make that much money where I guess the fine was. But I was just like, why would I? Like almost like please stop bothering me about the quarterlies. Like the fine is nothing.
I never paid quarterlies, and I've never had a fine. I'd file my taxes, and they go through.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I have, and it just balanced itself out. Like my
do
fine.
Do you do them yourself, or do you have someone else?
I do it myself.
Oh, okay.
I do them through like TurboTax.
Okay.
I go through the process.
Because maybe I don't know, but I don't know. But this year,
I'm sure I owe money.
But this year, my accountant's throwing down, and I have to have it done by March 15th. That's actually why I'm leaving New York to go home and do my tax.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm like, I got to just go home and do my. I have to get my paperwork in order.
I never claim comedy. All the money I make from comedy,
Well, if it's cash, it doesn't matter. It doesn't count.
No, it's a lot of it's check if I'm on the road.
Well,
so you have a real job?
I have I just say that. Every time my accountant's like, don't worry about it. You didn't make that much money. Don't worry about it.
I think your accountant's about to retire. You need to think about finding a new accountant.
What did you make enough money in your real job?
I mean,
we can literally talk off air. I don't want to give your secrets away.
but yes at the same time.
No, it's funny because because I had like 3 really, really, really good years, and I had the worst fuck. I was loyal to my old accountant from San Francisco, and it was so fucking stupid. Like, oh my god! Like, I ended up paying so much in taxes that my one buddy, you guys know Ryan Stout.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you gotta use my accountant. Yeah. Now the guy I got now, he's an uber Jew, dude. He's the best. He's the fucking. Yeah. It's fucking like if I would have had Bob, I'll give Bob Bernstein a plug. I love the man. I love it. If I had had him when I was really kicking it, dude, I'd have a fucking. I'd stuff my Cadillac. It's like
San Francisco it's like
loyalties because my one manager at the time was like, you need to get this accountant. You know when you have like a manager you don't really trust. I'm like, I don't want to have everyone go through you.
Yeah.
I should have, but it would not. But anyway, but now Bob. So whatever. Now, but Bob's so big. I don't know. I think Bob's disappointed in me because now I'm like with one of Bob's underlings. Bob's like, this guy's not bringing any more money. I better like pawn him off on one of the guys. So now one of his assistants like, you didn't need to have it in by March 15th this year. So I'm like, okay.
Oh God,
fuck.
Fucking Bob.
Well, yeah. I think I think people explaining cleaning is probably more insightful than hearing about Bartnick's tax. Sorry, sweet buddies, fans.
All right, that'll do it. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Pay your taxes, people.
Pay your taxes. Come see us February 28th. Possibly Bartnick will be there. SweetBuddiesPod.com. There's tickets. Okay, that's it. Bye. Goodbye.
Sorry.